find that more common with women there, and there's a with vegetarian as well too, especially vegetarian women, so that anemia is quite a common thing. We're more at risk because of our period. It's from especially those who are at the birthing reproductive years, right? And what I find is that there's certain techniques that are useful, which Blenda will go into further details of what we can do in order to help with how to reduce our risk of anemia.
Right now I have a client that's vegan, so
yeah,
we have to be careful and watch out, and
yes,
I always tell her to eat certain foods or add supplements just in case.
Yeah.
Because if you're vegan or vegetarian, you're at risk.
Yeah. Because that can cause you to have low energy, right? If you're anemic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next one is a nutrient deficiency.
So we're at the grocery with my kids, and there's this Somalian lady. I think she's Somalian. She has 4 kids with her, and what I find common is that, I watch people grocery shop for like what they buy because they're in front of me, right? I couldn't help it. So she had chips, candies, crackers, pita bread, more bread, lots of carbs, pretty much simple carbohydrates, right? And that was it. There was
all the processed foods.
No fruits, no sugar, no proteins, no like vegetables or anything like that, right?
And that's depleting, and that's stealing from you. That's stealing you're causing your body to have deficiencies because you're eating all these unnatural foods in your diet. Yeah,
no, so true what Blenda said, because what happens, what I think is that from my observations, that a lot of times people eat because certain things, because of 1, money factor, 2, it's because they're not educated on the things that are actually nutritious for them, that are better for them in the long run. 3, people eat because they have this emotional, we've been eating food makes us feel good. I don't know about you, it makes me feel good. And because especially with food with sugar in it, it triggers a dopaminergic effect. So it's one of those rewarding systems. So we feel good about it. So we eat it for emotional feelings, for social events as well too. And this idea that people have, I think most people have, is that when they eat food, they eat it to fill up their hunger so they don't feel hungry, right? But in terms of the understanding is that we don't focus on food as in how, like the Buddhists say, use food as thy medicine. I think Blenda's, might agree on that.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So not many people have this idea where, especially when, they're worried about the money, that not many people use food as their medicine, as in they're eating it for the nutritional content that's actually supposed to help optimize their body. So that's what I notice with when I do grocery, and I notice other people, and because working in the healthcare field.
Yeah. So, when you see people that don't buy the right foods, you're thinking twice, like, am I like that?
Yeah.
I used to be like that. I know.
Me too.
I like bread, yes, of course, and I like candy, but over time, I think slowly phasing those foods out of my diet has caused dramatic effects, like dramatically see the difference in my body. Now that I'm 40, it's like I see the difference. If I eat well, I feel good.
Yes.
If I eat poorly, I feel bad. Why would I want to make myself feel bad and rob myself of this energy?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you, Blenda. That is so true, because think of it as building the foundation to your health, right? We're talking about energy here. So to have adequate energy, we need adequate nutrients as well. It's like you're building these basic foundation to your health so that your resource are abundant instead of depleted. Because if you have low nutrients, then you're more taxed at it, your body's going to suffer over the long run.
Yeah. And I know, you have that, it's just one time, but that one time turns into 2 times. And then it's it's a vicious cycle.
Yes.
You need to start with the good habit of bringing in better foods into your home. If you don't have it in the home, you won't go for it. So out of sight, out of mind. I do some of the grocery shopping in the house. I try my best to bring in the best foods, cook the best and the most nutritious food as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So what's the, in terms of talking about nutrition, like,
yeah, so
can you give us some tips on what, because you're specialized at this?
Yeah, so like with eating poor foods, you're gonna have nutrition deficiencies.
Yeah.
So you don't want to rob yourself of the vitamins and minerals that we need to help support the cell and help support growth. So one thing is that a lot of us are B12 deficient.
Yeah.
And B12 is good for red cell production. Low B12 leads to anemia, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
So very common in vegans,
the vegetarian too.
Vegetarians. So B12 could be found in meat, fish, eggs. And of course, there are supplementations that we could think about, but I try to reach for the whole foods and the real food before reaching for supplementation.
But this might be a problem or for the vegetarian or the vegan population, because, vitamin B12 is found in, like you mentioned, fish. Eggs. It's in a lot of protein. It's pretty much primarily in the protein products, right? So for them, I think supplementation of
is a must, actually.
I think also a must, because that's why I see a lot of women coming in who are anemic, right? And that could be one of the solutions to help with it. Sometimes you might have to take a vitamin B12 solution, a vitamin B12 supplement.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's important to supplement to fill in that missing gap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what other nutrients are there?
I really love vitamin D.
Yeah.
The sunshine vitamin.
Yeah.
We get an abundance in the summer. Like I live in Canada. We get a lot of sunshine during the summer months.
Yeah.
Into the spring, the fall, we still get a lot of sunshine. But moving into cooler months, when it's winter, days are shorter. The sun goes down at like 5:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's when you need to supplement.
Yes.
And I'm big on vitamin D supplementation because it helps with bone health, muscle health.
Yeah.
It's also found in fatty fish.
Yeah.
So you could try salmon, mackerel, sardines.
Yeah.
Those are some things you could add to your diet.
I love salmon.
Salmon is so yummy. I know. I love sushi, but I like it cooked. I love salmon cooked.
Yeah.
Very yummy.
Yeah.
Another thing that you can do for the supplementation is do the vitamin D drop.
Okay.
They actually recommend it from infant to old.
Yeah.
Really easily to absorb in your body when you do a drop compared to a tab.
Yeah.
When you do a tablet, your body still needs to break that down.
Yeah. Yeah, because the drop is in like easier absorption form.
Yes. Anything liquid is easy to absorb.
Yeah.
Another one that we're missing in our diet is magnesium.
Yeah.
That's a mineral.
Yeah.
Helps with relaxation, energy production.
Yeah.
And when we're eating too much of refined foods, processed foods, we're robbing our bodies from this mineral that we need.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of sugar, if you have a lot of salt, alcohol, caffeine, these items that we're adding to our diet could cause harm.
Yeah. That's so true. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
When it comes to alcohol, because there's a lot of alcoholic patient that comes into the ER, we a lot of times we have to give them magnesium sulfate as a supplement, not supplement, but like through the IV, because magnesium tend to be on the low side.
Yes.
Well, totally agree with that.
So if you're looking for foods instead of a replacement, you could try eating whole, real foods like nuts and seeds, cashews, those are yummy. Beans, lentils, fatty fish, once again, tofu, avocados, bananas.
These
are great sources, and they're really easy to get, right? Once again, like I'm naming very common foods again, like I'm naming fatty fish once again. So if you're eating fatty fish for vitamin D or B12, and you're eating it for vitamin D, and you're going to eat fatty fish for magnesium, you may as well
the
add
omegas.
Yeah.
Don't forget the omega is good for your brain and the heart.
Exactly. So moving on, we're going to talk about omegas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So a lot of times we have too much omega-6 in our diet, and we don't have enough omega-3. The ratio is unbelievable. Omega-3 is something that we need. It's found in salmon once again.
I love salmon.
Good oils, like healthy, good oils, like olive oils, avocado oil. So add that. Try to stay away from the vegetable oil and processed oils, like processed food, like fried food, not good for you. We all know that.
I think Blenda has a great point, because if you're actually paying attention to what she's saying, these are awesome tips. She's pretty much saying that if you're going to eat anything, eat food in its whole form, right? Meaning like it's an apple, it's salmon, it's a pear, it's avocado, it's beef, these things, not in a box, not processed, right? That's the key, like what she's saying. Form.
You need to shop the perimeter of the grocery store if you're going, and try not to go in the aisles. The outside of the store, you're short on time. Everybody needs to save time, right? So just shop the perimeter and get groceries and leave. Like no one has 2 hours. No one has 2 hours to go grocery shopping, right? So just get it and go. Another one is iron.
Oh yeah,
iron is another one. Great for red blood cell production. Carrying O2 throughout the body.
I can go into that, because that's totally so think of it like this. The iron cell has these the red blood cell. This is like part of the blood component, right? It has 4 little spots where it has iron on it, and the iron sticks onto the oxygen. So think of it like this. You need the iron for the oxygen to stick onto it. So if you don't have the oxygen, that's why you're so tired. And what do we need? We need oxygen, right? So if you're iron deficient, that's one of the reasons why you might be feeling tired.
Yes, exactly. And you could do a iron supplement, which a lot of people do. But you can look for food sources as well. So food sources like beef, spinach, organ meats. Those have iron. I know if you're vegetarian or vegan, spinach.
Dark green leafy
vegetables.
And I know that. Also in terms of helping with the iron absorption, because sometimes people eat a combination of food that are not hindering the effects of the other, right? So like in terms of anemia, we're talking about too. So iron absorbs better when there's vitamin C. So vitamin C are some of the citrusy, fruits. So like lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange, spread some of those into your green salad or onto your beef, or like just to help with the absorption. Better, right? And also the one that actually hinders the iron absorption is calcium. So which I noticed that a lot of vegetarian, in my experience, I've seen the Indians, right? There's a lot of vegetarian or vegans in them, and they, for some reason, love their milk or dairy product, right? So dairy a lot of times has a lot of calcium in it, and the calcium hinders the effects of the iron. So if you're going to eat anything, avoid the dairy with the green leafy vegetables. Spritz on the citrusy fruit instead, right? So just some tips that I thought I shared.
That you found, right?
Anemic women out there.
I'm not a big fan of dairy, so I don't have dairy in my diet anyways.
It actually makes it worse it
causes inflammation, I feel like, and it doesn't sit well in my stomach. So I've just cut out dairy altogether. Maybe I'll have like a slice of cheese sometimes, but that's just because it's around in the house and the kids are around.
I'm not too much of a fan of dairy product as well too, because in a way it's processed food. So I try to limit that. And I noticed that kidney stones also, it's a higher prevalence if you're actually eating more dairy products.
Dairy, right? Yes.
But anyways, so some of those tips are helpful.
Yeah, and then the last deficiency, I know we've gone on and on about this, but like the next one is potassium.
Yes.
That's one supports heart function, nerves, muscle. If you have a fluid imbalance, you often need to balance your electrolytes. So if you're excessively sweating, something like diarrhea, vomiting, you need to replace the electrolytes missing from your body. So something like coconut water, which we've talked about before.
Love it.
Found in bananas, sweet potato, broccoli, those things you could add to your diet. And that way you don't have that potassium imbalance or electrolyte imbalance. Don't drink Gatorade because it's not, it's actually full of sugar. People were like, oh, it's a sports drink. It's really highly marketed. You know, marketing for that company, they do a great job, of course, right?
It's a temporary solution, because for those who are unable to take in because they've been vomiting, at least better to take something in for the fluid and the content than nothing. That's really what it is. But like Blenda said, it does have a lot of sugar content in it.
I'm not a big fan of that, the sports drink so much. Sometimes I like another sports drink, but that's another brand. And if you want to know, just ask me. The whole foods diet actually helps with all deficiencies. And of course, yes, you know, you could fill in the missing gaps with some supplementations, but that's individualized. So like, if you do need help, reach out to someone that can help you with that for sure.
Blenda.
I love supplementation. It's good. It's good. Supplements are good.